Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. We are going live again. Let me know if you're here live today. I just sort of jumped in quicker than I was almost ready there. So just give me a moment to settle myself. This is Anita from Liberate Me, and this is Liberate Me 78, your introduction to the 78 layers and introduction to just making sure we are live, to the Ethereal Geometry Revelations. And at the moment, we're in warm-up mode. We are in warm-up mode. We like to take it easy here and warm up as we go into it. And this is part 2. There was a part 1, okay, that was called Feeling Screwed Over. I'm just realizing we should number these actually. We'll change the title and maybe number them, and that'll be easier. Now, we're very light and breezy here, so you can be with this one. Don't feel like I can't watch this one because I haven't watched the other one yet. You can be with them out of order. There is no order to sacred geometry. It's really following your own self and what you feel like, and be free with that. Jump in and out, save them for later, whatever feels good for you. Or I want to watch them in order, totally up to you, right? But you do not have to. You can enjoy it as you go. So we will be part 1 of Liberate Me 78, and it's a pre-launch warm-up. It's a little soiree as we're warming up and going in. So, and that was called Feeling Screwed Over, the first one there, okay? And we are going to be in today's part 2, turning your chaos into clarity. So inside the comments, or at least between you and you would have heard on the first one, this is all about reciprocation. That's how sacred geometry works, is to put in there, where are you experiencing chaos right now? Or where do you feel that you've experienced some chaos, or you're scared of chaos, or you're trying to control the chaos, you're trying to manage the chaos? Where is that happening for you? Let me know, okay? Or let yourself know, right? More importantly, let yourself know, because that's where it really happens from. So this is about, we've called this elevating your shit, right? Shit show into your sacred geometry masterpiece, okay? Because actually all of that shit, okay, or chaos is actually all for you to create a masterpiece, okay? It just requires for it to be evoluted, okay? It's like the chaos of a young child, right? If you have a toddler, that can be freaking chaos, right? But as they develop, and maybe, fingers crossed, later in life, it's not the same level of chaos. I just got something here, hold on. In my mouth, okay? Sorry about that. So it's a beautiful thing. So last time we dived into the water element, okay, of your 78 layers. It's really beautiful to have this background and this warm-up to understand your water element. So if you missed that, you can go back to that anytime. It's in the YouTube. You can register. If you haven't registered for Liberate Me 78, you can register in the link. It also tells you a little bit more about it. That's in the description. You can share this if you feel like others will benefit from it. You can put those notifications on and subscribe. Go ahead. It's all complimentary. And it really allows you to have a bit more energetic activation for it, okay? As you're allowing yourself to receive what is here more and more, all right? So today, what are we going to go into? So this time, we're going to be diving in, and we probably won't get through it all, okay? I just really trust the sacred geometry and where it wants to take us to. So last time, it wanted us to take us to certain elements, and we got through the water and a bit more background and some cool stuff in there. And today, we're going to move into air. The air element. We're going to go into earth and fire. Maybe and then there is a secret secret element, okay, that we're going to reveal as well, a fifth one, okay? All of these 5 elements, by the way, are outside of the 78. The more so you understand the beauty around this. And a great way to relate around this is to just use your astrology sign, okay? Whether you believe in astrology or not, it does not matter. This is not about astrology. This is about sacred geometry. So you will be an air sign, an earth sign, a water sign, a fire sign, okay? You'll be one of those in your predominant sign, okay? So I am air. So this is going to be all about me today. But actually, we require balance of all of these elements in your sacred geometry signature that is bespoke to you, okay? So it's not about understanding these at a generic level. It's very bespoke to you, how they're activated for you through the life experiences you're having, okay? So before we talked about where you're feeling screwed over, because your life experiences, people, circumstances, and things, those negative experiences, especially, they're all happening for you. They are really they're like vessels, okay? They're vessels that have been designed. It's not random. It's not about you. If you're showing up in a way that you're like, I wish I wasn't showing up like that, or somebody else is showing up in that way, or something else, or in a situation, it is not them, and it is not you. It is that you're being used as vessels to transcend and activate something. So flip those emotions and see what's behind the veil. Okay, we talked about that in the first live of this series and this warm-up. So today we're going to go into air, earth, and fire. Okay, and possibly the 5th one. Let's see how far we get. Maybe we'll just do air. Maybe we'll get into earth. Let's just see and appreciate that. Okay. So, and if you're not here live, give me a hashtag replay inside of the comments. And we also have a beautiful private space that we're dropping extra surprises in to help you integrate this and activate this in a Facebook group. And I believe the link for that is below as well. You can also request your sacred geometry signature if you have not got it yet. If you have it, revisit it. Or if you're a client and inside of the experience, you can bring it into your experience, okay? So beautiful. Let's go. What else do we have? All right, so air. So water was that first thing, right? We are born in water for 9 months. Our bodies are predominantly water, which is emotions, okay? And really important, we connect with that first and foremost. More than anything else, this is your creation playing field, your emotions, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So this is why it's really important at this stage to identify where is it that you're feeling chaos in your life, okay? Internally or literally in your relationship, in your work. What is feeling somewhat chaotic? And that can be on a spectrum, right? That can be from 0 to 10. It can feel like really chaotic at a 10, okay, or 0, not at all, okay, or somewhere in between. So if you don't want to share what that is, you can share the number, but at least share between you and you. Like, I'm feeling chaos at a 7 or a 5, okay, whatever it may be for you. And we're going to turn that chaos into clarity. So the next thing that happens, so as a baby, when it comes to air, so it has its first breath, right? When we're born, if you're taking yourself back to when you were born, you don't have to remember, but it is, right? That first breath and that first cry, okay? After you come out the water, okay? So the air comes second. And this is where communication comes in, thoughts, okay? But most of us are trying to communicate before we master the emotions. So if you take that now into what you were feeling screwed over about, and now what is that chaos you're feeling, without understanding the emotional meaning from your sacred geometry signature and from that element, which is never what it is on surface level, okay? Then we get what we call a full straight logic. We get a lie, okay? So that doesn't work out particularly well, right? Because we've got a full straight logic. We're saying this person is doing this, so they must be in the wrong, they're a bad person, or I'm a bad person, so I've got to cut them off. I've got to put a boundary, or whatever it may be. And that's not actually the case. So we're trying to communicate before we master the true message. Now, in your ethereal geometry revelations, with every life situation you're having, you will get a message from your sacred geometry on what is that experience really about? What is the message? Why has sacred geometry decided to use this person, this circumstance as a vessel to bring this forward? Because it's always happening for you, okay? And then you will get what we call an activator, one action, okay? A thing for you to embody. You don't need to understand it. It's just about moving through it, and it activates creation of what you desire, or even better. It really is that simple. So that is the experience we are taking this from, okay? The Ethereal Geometry Revelations, which is a new experience, never released before. So we're just opening this up and moving into it. So notice the emotions you're feeling around the chaos, or the emotions you're feeling around the feeling screwed over, okay? And feel into what the conclusions you're coming up with, okay? What are those immediate conclusions and logic, like this person is bad, or this is what it means, okay? This is the air. So whatever, write it out, share that either here, or inside of the Facebook group as well. You can go deeper, and you may get readings. If you're in the Facebook group, we will randomly select some messages and readings for those that are sharing in there as an extra bonus for you. So yeah, feel into that, okay? What is it saying immediately, that initial reaction? And then move away from it a little bit and go, wow, I really believe that right now, okay? But there's a whole different meaning to this, and there's an activation for this in it for me, okay? Through the Liberate Me 78, there's 78 layers that we're revealing to you, okay? Whichever one of those within your signature is trying to get seen and activated and come online. So what happens is the emotions go into exile, okay? They get suppressed, or they get managed, or they get misinterpreted, misunderstood, like on a high level, right? That causes all kinds of chaos, okay? And that's okay, because it's all happening for you, not to you to utilize. But when you see that, when you are open to that consideration, like, wow, this is not what I think it means, okay? So what does it mean? Okay, and that's where you get to extract the answer from your sacred geometry, from the Liberate Me 78, 78 layers, bespoke to your signature, and you will receive a revelation. And you'll activate creation of what you desire. So if you haven't, it's beautiful to step into, why am I here? What is it that I desire? What would I love to have happen? So at the moment I'm having this chaos. All pain is for a gain. All chaos, all feeling screwed over is to get a gain, to get something that is pre-created for you to receive. So feel into, well, what would I like to receive right now? And put that in the comments, okay? Gorgeous. So now it's all we're doing in this world, right? We're communication freaking crazy, right? In a good way. But unfortunately, with emotions in exile, oh my God, it's not spot on, okay? It's far from spot on, and it is misleading you. And can create more chaos, or can create you being lonely. This is why we get very lonely, because we cut ourselves off from ourselves, from other people, because we're like, you screwed me over, and this is chaos, and this is too hard, or I'm going to clam up, I'm not going to open up to you, I'm not going to connect with you, whether it's your partner, your children, your friends, whatever it is, okay? And so we're communicating like crazy. We're communicating on podcasts, on videos, and all the things, okay? We're communicating who we're in love with, who we're not in love with, why we're not, and what they did, what our boundaries are. What we're communicating, what decisions do I need to make? And then it's like, I'm so confused. I want to, I want to write this down. I want to go call my friend. Oh, I changed my mind. No, I can't remember. And now I can't remember what I said. I'm in therapy. I don't know. I'm so confused. Did I leave my keys somewhere? Right? I can't remember. And this is the air, all those thoughts, okay? Just giving you a little taste of that feeling. I'm sure you recognize it, especially if air is your predominant. And it is unbelievable, that airhead feeling. You can spin around a lot. And you want to see in these elements, whichever one you are in terms of your astrology sign, matters and does not matter inside of your sacred geometry, because it depends which ones are missing for you and want to activate, or which ones are out of sync and want to come in sync, okay? So you're feeling that if you're a lot in the air, see how much you recognize yourself in the air, okay? And how much you recognize yourself in the water. 0 to 10. 10, oh my God, I'm so much like air. This sounds like me. Or I'm a 6, okay? I'm less of it. Or I'm a 3. I'm more of a 10 in water. I'm all the emotions, okay? So feed into that as well. Really good to know where you are and share that in the comments, or at least between you and you. So if you're in the air, that's the feeling. You spin around, you might use your hands a lot. You see, I'm air, okay? And as in the air, in the element of air, you are so interesting. You talk a lot. You are creative. You change your mind a lot, okay? And then you have no idea about that anymore, and you have new ideas, and then you want somebody else's opinion, you want their opinion, this person's opinion, so it can go into out of sync. So you put all of the information somewhere, but then you can't remember it, okay? Or at your worst, you have too much of an intellectual appetite and you get confused, and this makes you spinny. And another part of being air is you forever want to be nice, okay? And this is a part of your signature called the force self, okay? So we have parts of being in your air that are in sync for your signature, that are going to activate what you desire, or even better, bring that chaos to clarity, okay? And turn your shit show into that masterpiece. And we're going to have the parts where they are in sync, okay? You're really being in who you're here to be, how you're here to operate when it comes to your air elements. So you may say yes to everyone and become the nice guy or the nice man or the nice lady, okay? And you become the one that is, you are so socially graceful, you're so kind, you are, which are all beautiful things, okay? You may be seeking approval. This comes on the force side, okay? And this is how it can be in those force parts. But not when activated. When the truth of your air element is activated alongside your sacred geometry signature and alongside all the different elements that are bespoke and unique to you, right? The air is very decisive, and you have a strong relationship to your emotional body. And so you know what your intuition, or what we call inside of your sacred geometry, and each one of you are different. You have something called an inner creation authority. Intuition is too polluted, okay, because we have elements of our signature that is the full self, false trait signature, the root wound signature, okay? And so it's too polluted. Intuition will be a polluted message, okay, as much as we can tell ourselves, because actually it's just the air going off and all of that communication, okay? So you will know your inner creation authority and where your decisions come from. But if the water and the air are not connected, okay, so if the emotions are misinterpreted, not felt, you haven't got the true message and the true activator from the 78 layers and the Ethereal Geometry Revelation in accordance to your signature, then then it doesn't connect, right? So, and that's what needs to transcend. And when that transcends, then the air is amazing. Then it's just wisdom. It's pure truth. It's full of love, okay? But it is full truth, okay? And you'll know if you work with me or you activate with me that it is in pure truth, full of love, but it is the full truth. There is no sugarcoating. So what I'm reading and activating, or what I'm being given from you to me to you, from your sacred geometry, because I am just the messenger. Okay. Yeah. That's the air, right? So that's when it transcends into who you're here to be and how you're here to activate that. Okay. So, yeah. So you kind of turn into the air king, if you like, rather than the air courtesan. Okay. And there's layers to that you can transcend through. So in design, okay, the creation, to activate the creation of what you desire through the air, to turn that chaos into clarity, to turn the shit show into the masterpiece. The air is about speaking the truth, and it's the ability to be authentic. We all talk about being authentic, right? Very few of us are, okay? Not because we're bad people, okay? But it's because the full self is in the lead, okay? Because we're scared of what people will think. We can't be that vulnerable. We can't be that crazy. We can't be that chaotic. We can't be that screwed up. But we're not, this is not the truth, okay? To be truly authentic is when you're speaking right out of your gut, okay? And your truth, and the truth is, many will benefit from hearing your stories, okay, as you activate your air element, okay? And you will benefit. It will activate what you desire, or even better, whether it's in your business, your marriage, wherever you're experiencing that chaos, or wherever someone or something feels like is screwing you over, okay? And even if those words don't make much sense, it still activates because it's the frequency behind it, okay? So let me see what else it wants to bring through here. Yeah. Because as you come into the truth of who you're here to be in your air element, in your sacred geometry signature, then it's just like a soothing balm, okay? You are kind, you are loving without boundaries. You move into the high road of the air element inside of your sacred geometry signature rather than the low road. So as you're hearing this, are you feeling I'm more in the high road or I'm more in the low road? But I'm excited about taking this into the high road, okay? Yeah. So the false road, or that low road from the false self, is I don't want to do relationships with people that are stupid, okay? Or I don't want to talk to people that screw me over, or I want to be superficial or faking it, okay? So these four sides, okay? And it's not real. You may be superficial and faking it, and that's okay, because it means that you're going to get to go from the low road to the high road, okay, in your air element, and be this pure, loving voice for you and for others, okay? And that activates what you want, because it's truly who you're here to be, okay? So you start speaking from this deep place of love and knowing, and it's your soul's knowing. And it's really important for your air to keep in touch with your water element, with your emotions. Once you get out of touch with that, then it's coming out, it's all air, so and it's not correct, okay? So, and very important to turn the chaos into clarity, very important to see the truth where you're feeling screwed over, or the truth and the beauty in that chaos. And if you have to ask yourself in that situation where you've been screwed over, or where you're feeling chaos, what have you gained out of it? What good things are happening because of it, in who you're becoming, or who you're being, or what you are realizing, okay? And see if you haven't allowed yourself to acknowledge that, okay? So feed into what's beautiful about this chaos. What's beautiful about being screwed over? What is it allowing me to receive in who I'm here to be? And here's an extra activation. Go to that person or that thing or that situation and acknowledge them. Say, well, this thing happened, and actually, I didn't expect this, but it's actually helped me a lot on my journey. So as crazy as it sounds, you or the circumstance has been so chaotic, or I feel like it screwed me over, but I really understood it's for me, and it's activated all of this amazing stuff. So thank you. Now that's a big stretch to step into, but it is an available invite to consider, because it is the truth. Okay, so you have to know how to listen to the water element, and then the air comes online, and that's where the clarity comes. Okay, so you get the clarity and you follow the instructions from your sacred geometry from the air. And this is what happens with clear air, right? This is why we're talking about clearing the air, right? If you ever heard that expression, we are clearing the air, right? And that's what you're doing between you and you with your sacred geometry signature when it comes to feeling screwed over and where there is chaos. Okay, I'm going to stand up here for a minute because my leg is annoying me. So clear the air. All right, and that means getting in touch with the emotions, understand the emotions, and going to clear that air with yourself and with others now that you understand the truth. And you can actually go do that. Okay, let me know how it goes if you do inside of the comments or inside of the Facebook group. Okay, I've just got pins and needles in my legs, so I'm jumping around a little bit. Okay, and yeah, so this is when your words will free you. Okay, that air, the way you talk, the truth and the purity, it frees you and it opens you up to receive what you're here to receive, what's pre-created for you. And those words literally free you, they free others. And you have various types of air depending on your signature. Okay, so you can check that out inside of your sacred geometry signature. And you also come into a space where you're okay being wrong. You're okay feeling screwed over. You're okay if somebody else screwed you over, or if you screwed yourself over. Okay, because we also do it to ourselves. You're okay with the chaos. You're okay if someone else is causing chaos. Not like you're over the moon about it, but you understand to connect with emotions. What is the truth about this? Okay, before I go into my air, my thoughts, and start reacting, okay, and go into that defense mechanism. What is the truth about this on my sacred geometry signature? Through those Liberate Me 78 layers and through the Ethereal Geometry Revelation of those 78, what it relates to, what's the true message this is here for, and what is the thing that my sacred geometry is asking me to do or step into, okay? And then you're okay with those things because you know they're always happening for you. Nothing is broken here, okay? So, yeah, and you're okay with telling the truth. So if you're in a relationship or if you're in a friendship, it's not coming from any shitty place, okay? Right? But you're like, I feel like we're not connecting, or I want to be honest with you. I feel like I'm not being myself right now. I feel like I'm holding back. Now, these kinds of conversations are not easy to have because a lot are not connected with the emotions, with their sacred geometry signature, and they'll have a reaction, right? Or you'll have a reaction, or you can't open up like that. Even it's like, oh, that feels really scary. I can't open up like that. So in raw terms, it means to be vulnerable, right? It means to be honest. So how much do you feel you can receive that? Okay, if someone was talking to you in that way, or you can be that, okay, 0 to 10. And when you're putting these scores in, gives that I'm on this point, this is what I'm scoring myself, and here's why. Okay, but actually when you ignite creation of what you desire, and you express it as it is, but it's with so much love. Okay, so this is where, we all go to university, we study, we learn, we learn things, we learn everything, even in the self-help world or the professional development world, about everything and anything, all this freaking information. And this is all air. It's not necessarily truth. Okay, just because it's been said, okay, doesn't necessarily mean it's in truth. Okay. So, because a lot of this is saying, well, this person is causing this to me, you got to put a boundary up, or this person maybe is a narcissist, or maybe whatever it may be. Okay, but actually, is that the true message in your signature and what's wanting to activate for you here? Because we start cutting ourselves off and saying, well, this person's screwed me over. This is chaos. I don't want any of that. And this leaves us very, very lonely because it was all for you to activate, not to manage, not to learn about it with this knowledge, only because knowledge is not power. So that, my lovelies, is air. And we will go into earth, okay? So we'll do another like 10, 15 minutes. And then we'll probably leave it there. And then we'll do fire on the next pre-warm-up and the extra secret element on the next one before we open Liberate Me 78 and those layers that are the introduction to the Ethereal Geometry Revelation. So earth. So are you an earth sign? Okay. Now, we all have all of these elements. We all require them in a different way depending on our signature. Okay, so feel into how much you recognize this in you, and does it make you feel good or bad? You're like, oh, I hate that. Okay, or I love that, right? Or that's totally me. So the earth is the next thing that happens, right? So the water is the emotions. We come through the water. Our body is water. We're born in water. We're in the fluid. Then we come out. We take the breath. Your first breath, then it's the air and all the thoughts and all the information. What's everyone saying? All the misinterpretations, okay, straight away, right? And then we embed those interpretations and we think they're truth because we forget to go back to the water and the emotions. So the next thing is earth. And earth is the practical side of things, right? Practical, here on earth. The love of money, of spreadsheets, of all the details, of cleaning the house, getting the supplies, getting the food, all the practical stuff, okay? And that's actually a fun thing for a person that has heavy earth, that practicability, that order, numbers, being on time, being responsible. And if you've got heavy earth, you can get very angry if someone's not being practical, or they're not being on time, or their numbers are in a mess, or they're not being responsible, in your opinion. Feel into if that feels like you, okay? And it's called Earth because it's this planet, right? But this planet is, Earth because it's green, but actually this planet is mostly blue. So it's mostly water, okay? So it really should be called water here, right? And that's important because, again, if we're full on in the earth, in this practical, and it can come across very stubborn, very ego, very prideful on the low road side of it. On the high road side of it, it's a beautiful thing because we require to be able to be with these things in balance to our signature and turning on through a situation where it's required, okay, and utilize it in a brand new way. So, but without the water and understanding the emotion, then getting the chaos, okay, all that chaos, feeling all the emotions. What's the true message for my sacred geometry signature? What's the action I require to take? And now I can have the thoughts in the air and I can talk it out. This is now actually truth, not rubbish, right? And then I can go into earth and take that action, okay? And the practical things that need to be done. And they are never what we think they are when you skip the water, the emotions, okay? So, yeah. So, what else is important here when it comes to earth? And earth is the one that's furthest away from the water. The thoughts are a little bit closer to those emotions. So if you're heavy in earth and the other elements are offline, then this is, you can have a real struggle with life and people and situations and relationships and, feel done over or, screwed over, like we said, right? And don't want the freaking chaos, but there is chaos. And you're like, why is there chaos? It should all be in order. Okay, but remember, it's all happening for you, not to you, to utilize, to bring on those other elements. So we are dealing with so much emotional content in life. Just feel into how much emotional content we deal with on a daily basis because water is the biggest one. Okay, so if you're in the earth and you're trying to offload all these emotions, okay, and never be vulnerable in any way or utilize the emotions behind the chaos, behind feeling screwed over, and get the wise message come through in the air, okay, then it's just then you come into this space of like, I just got to keep my shit together. I just got to keep it together. I got to pay my rent. I got to pay my taxes. It's a very practical realm. Okay. So, yeah. So some people that are heavy in earth do this in their sleep. Okay. Do all this practical stuff really, really well. And for others, it's a nightmare. Okay. And we require a balance of this for different situations and why they're presenting in your life. Okay. So others that feel like it's a nightmare, certainly I have this as an air. I'm more heavy on the air and on the water. It's like someone else clean this up. I don't want to clean this. I don't want to do this. But I activated the earth elements in my signature. So I'm able to do those things in balance with the others, not equally, because it depends what it is and the situations. Okay. So, and in the low road, if you like, of earth, you may complain because obviously, of course, you're going to complain. It makes sense, right? Because there's no, you're not in touch with the emotions, not in touch with the border. You're not really truly understanding why what is happening, where you're feeling screwed over. It's coming to a full straight conclusion in the air, in the thoughts, okay? And then you're trying to push through practically and get everything done. And you're thinking people are irresponsible and creating chaos where there shouldn't be chaos, but really it's all happening for you, okay? So, and on the high road of being in the earth, when you activate that, you either love your work, okay, or your passion or your business, or it's, I don't want to, like, I don't want to work at all, okay? I don't want to do the dishes. So it can really go to extremes, okay, when this isn't activated through your Liberate Me 78 layers and your Ethereal Geometry Revelation. So that on that fourth side, you can go into complaining a lot, okay? And as you feel responsible, and on the high road, okay, in creation, it's actually that you love service, and you get results, and you get all of this love. You get all of this money as well when you're activating the earth, okay? And you can buy yourself stuff, buy presents for others, okay? So you love to buy presents for people. You love to share with people on the high road, okay? So what is your relationship with these, okay? See how much you see yourself in the air element, 10 being the most, 0 being the least. How much do I see myself in the earth element, 10 being the most and 0 being the least, or somewhere in between? What your current relationship or frustrations with that is, and where it's causing chaos, so you can start to move into the clarity. Say hello if you're here live. I see a few of you here. You don't have to, I don't mind, but you can do a hashtag replay as well. Okay. So it's not easy right now, guys. I just want you to take it easy on yourself. It's not really easy in this world right now. It's not easy. Okay, it's a tough world right now. Maybe the toughest human conditions ever, because we've got, in some ways, okay, not in all ways, because we've got lots to be grateful for, because there's, a lot of people in the world now, I think 8 billion or whatever it is, and there's a lot of technology going on, there's a lot of air, okay, and then a lot of earth trying to control everything, and not a lot of water. So the air is out of sync, the earth is out of sync, and it's getting into a hot mess. Wait until you hear about fire. Fire is going to be on the next live, okay? And this is why it goes, or being screwed over, or that chaos in some way, whether it's quiet or loud, it's there, okay? So how do you calm down your nervous system? And you do that through your sacred geometry signature. So remember, a car, generally, this is a 4-wheeled car, okay, with the 4 elements that are going to surround the 78, the water, the air, and the earth that we've gone through so far, and we're going to go into the fire. And if you're missing any of the wheels, you're going to be like falling off all the time, okay? You can't just be in the emotions either. So none of these are, good or bad. They're all wonderful when they're utilized through the DNA of your signature, okay? So, yeah. So there's seeing what's missing for you so that can activate. All right. And next up is going to be the fire element. Okay. So we'll leave that for next time. So I don't want these to be too long. So you can go through them and you can be with the different questions, reciprocate it, activate it, share in the comments, share in the Facebook group, or at least share between you and you, or reach out privately with any questions or feelings that are coming up. And we are there for you as much as possible as we're releasing this. So inside of Liberate Me 78, we are listening to when Sacred Geometry wants to deliver the next live in the series. So that I will let you know. If you're registered on the link, then you're good to go, because you should get notifications on email. Okay, at least a few hours before, sometimes longer, sometimes shorter. If I get short notice, you get short notice, because I get that message of it's now or it's not now. Okay, and we really honor that. And you can switch on those notifications, subscribe, all of that jazz. Okay, and then the more places you're following, the more likely you're going to see when we're going live as well. It feels like the next one maybe tomorrow, or maybe over the weekend. So look out for that. Enjoy this. Thank you for being here. And let me know one word for how you were feeling at the beginning and one word for how you're feeling now. That's really useful to check in on the things that are starting to move, and any realizations you're having. You can put it in the comments, you can put it in the Facebook group, or at least between you and you, or bring it into your space if you're a client watching this, to activate all of the magic that is in here. Okay, I am going to sign off and wish you a lovely day, whatever day it is for you, wherever you are in the time zone. And if you're watching this on the replay, I'm sending you so much love. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye for now. And I'm just seeing how to end this over here. Okay, bye-bye for now.